Vertical video start. I'm David from America with Respect. This video has lots of information in a very short time, hopefully under 5 minutes. My phone only has 8% battery. I accidentally tapped the pad. I'm gonna dip on the camera because the battery's so low. The idea here is that in languages such as Asian languages, where they only have symbols instead of letters, stuff like this is not going to happen, where someone gets elected simply for having a name that looks like a famous person of the past. So, President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin himself, was elected because of all of the historical record of Rasputin, Grigory. And what's funny about that is in my own last name, Petrino, the R and the O that's missing from Putin is included in Rasputin's first name. There's the R, there's the O. Okay, so I can show my name, David, here, and its literal translation in Chinese. I've been, I can mention Glucosa musician, Russian musician, and some information about her. I can show here in the historical record, and then I can even show the American comparison here. I meant to link Gagarin, that's right here in the link. She's actually born the exact same year. Glucosa is born the same year as Stephanie Germanotta, aka Lady Gagarin, both in 1986. And it's very visible on this chart how the three terms Rasputin, Putin, and Gagarin compare in the historical record. So what the interesting thing is that millions upon millions of Russians haven't made this connection between Rasputin and Putin, just like millions and millions and millions and people who voted for Lee Zeldin, a real person, New York congressman, that his name is basically Ted Zeppelin. Like, if the comparison would be in 20 years from now, if there were a bunch of video game character names like Leon from Resident Evil or Michael, Franklin, and Trevor from GTA, if their first and last name was on a ballot, that's going to get chosen subconsciously by millennial voters. And that's going to happen. Something like Mort Knight, comparable to Fortnite. People are going to name their children that, maybe even unconsciously, and then unconsciously people are going to vote for those people who are familiar with the term, whether or not they're realizing it or not. So here's some information about Led Zeppelin. That's why Lee Zeldin was voted in. I'll go ahead and say that I don't know. I'm going to show this Wikipedia link. Here's some information about Zeppelin. Looks like it went from 8% to 5% power. So I'm going to continue on with the vlog. Okay, I can also search the historical record to see just how popular they were in comparison to politicians of the day and stuff like that. To the memo pad. Okay, so here I'm loading Google search, and what it does is it searches through magazines, books, millions of them, if not more. And what we can see here is that mine is Rasputin, and his popularity led to the popularity of Gagarin that we can see right there. Rise of Putin right here. And a similar thing can be said for that I've showed before in a video game titled that's the video game title, and here's a sports star. With a near identical name. that would make the name identical. And then so I'm going to compare those two terms. And we can see right here how Tomb Raider, the blue on the chart, led directly. And likewise, there was one more thing I was going to search. I was going to be Led Zeppelin versus, let's just say, Led Zeppelin versus Truman, as in Harry Truman or Eisenhower. Okay, so I'm searching a rock band with two former US presidents. And clearly, they entirely dwarf Led Zeppelin. So that's something that I was not expecting. Let me compare Led Zeppelin with something like... First thing that comes to mind is Declaration of Independence. Oh, I only have 3% power. Okay, so hopefully I can get one good thing here. Oh, what's interesting... Okay, so Led Zeppelin, and I'll compare that to the USA. Even the US or the United States. Okay, well, there is some things to note here. The US wasn't a term until post-1950. The USA wasn't a term until post 1939. The United States, as a three-word term, has been since the very beginning, for the most part. I can compare Vespucci, where America's given name comes from, Amerigo Vespucci, with Uncle Sam. Amerigo Vespucci is actually larger than really anything, in my opinion. So we can see right here, at this point in the 19th century, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's where Uncle Sam overtook Amerigo Vespucci and never recovered. That was near 200 years ago. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and exit. I only have 2% battery power. And I'm going to show my first name, meaning, well, let me quickly go over here. And so what I'm going to do in English, I'm going to copy Glucose's name. She was born the same year as Stephanie Germanotta, aka Lady Gagarin, Lady Gaga, whatever. And then I'm gonna try to translate into a different language. So if my phone shuts down before I stop the video, I'll lose the whole video. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste her name there. Natalia Lenichna Lenova. So that's her name right there. I'll go ahead and copy that, because why not? And then I'll also put my first name, David. And what it shows is two characters right here. But if I copy each one, for instance, just the second one, and then reverse, it means this word right here. Also some of these. Okay, and then now I'll copy the first one and repaste that in reverse. It means big. Okay, and so I suppose that is everything. Vertical video over at Wow, I thought that was the phone shutting down. Okay. I'm having technical difficulties. Don't do it. Okay.